So if few people, as I said, have been signed to a major label or dropped from one, I would say that even fewer people have toured and performed on stage with David Bowie, as he did in 2002.
Yeah.
He once described in an interview the relationship as this weird uncle trying to be your friend. Surely it was an honour to find yourself in his sort of inner circle of friends.
Of course, it was an honor, but I mean, also, you're playing these ginormous venues, and they're not theaters. They don't have a vibe. They're, hockey arenas, enormo domes, I think they called them in Spinal Tap. And so we were very sequestered. We were very far away from Bowie and his artists, his musicians, his band. And so we saw very little of him. We had a few fun dinners, or he came to the studio, and we had one really epic sort of jam session that is memorable. But mostly, and that's kind of why that quote came about, was everyone wanted to know what it was like to hang out with him. And really, it was always sort of stilted and awkward, and we didn't connect. Like Tom Petty, instant connection. Robert Smith, instant connection. Those are two of the people that, I wish I had. Obviously, I'll never get to see Tom Petty again, but and I've ran into Robert Smith over the years, and it's always like that. It always feels good. It's always just comfortable and relaxed. But with David, it was, I just never knew really what he was talking about. He would be trying to make kind of jokes. So I said it's like a weird uncle when you're, 12, and your uncle's trying to relate to you, and you just kind of want them to go away because you don't understand what they're talking about. That is, to be 100% honest, what it felt like hanging out with David Bowie for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, from one superstar to another, in 2016, you introduced Bernie Sanders on stage at a rally, saying that I've never felt this inspired by a presidential candidate. Given that he's now dropped out of the 2020 race, I'm wondering, are you prepared to endorse Joe Biden for president?
Well, it's not like I have a choice. I mean, there's a really great meme that's like, look, if you write in Bernie, you're voting for Trump. If you vote as an independent, you're voting for Trump. If you don't vote, you're voting for Trump. And I think that's really important for Americans to understand that, because as much as we want to think that Biden is kind of, lackluster, doesn't have a lot of personality, seems somewhat confused, he could at least rely on people that have beliefs that align with mine. Right. And, when people say, well, voting for Biden will just be like having Obama back, I'm like, I am totally okay with that. It's not progress in the way that I want, but it is climbing back out of this horrific hole that we've dug for America that, looks a lot like a grave. It's pretty bleak here with this lunatic as our president. We have to vote for Biden. We don't have a choice. And Bernie has, made some really progressive moves in politics, even if he never becomes president. So we have to at least celebrate that as a booby prize, I guess.